The 90s, when a weekend movie night felt like an event. A family expedition to Blockbuster, arguing with your siblings about whose turn it was to pick the film this week as you paced the aisles, evaluating the VHS cases for which looked the most interesting. Compared with aimlessly scrolling Netflix, skipping every half-viable option in the hopes that the next algorithm-fueled suggestion will tickle our fancy. When engineers were still big players in the corporate world and things were built to last. Before shareholders and profit forecasts took total priority and caused quality and longevity to become afterthoughts in the shadow of profitability and cost cutting. When owning a place to sleep and to cook was a realistic objective for a regular family and didn't involve the financial equivalent of a 35-year deal with the devil. And when the world of video games truly hit their stride as the summit of Mount Entertainment. There's a certain tribe of guys like me, born into the world during the late 80s and early 90s. A tribe I'm sure you belong to since you're watching this. A tribe who can recall the world in its final decades of sanity. But before we get too distracted descending the hallways of nostalgia, why are the 90s on my mind? In case it hasn't been clear so far, I like entertainment, and when it comes to being entertained, a video game is hard to beat. I mean, as much as I enjoy watching a good movie where we imagine ourselves to be the hero, taking control of and embodying the hero as you twiddle your thumbs to pilot them through saving the world is an entirely more engaging experience. I've liked video games since I first played OG Super Mario on the NES, sat far too close to my big, heavy, blurry TV, and I plan to go on liking them for as long as I can avoid any potential future descendants relegating me to a care home. Unless Inception is more prophecy than entertainment, in which case I get to win both ways. But through the years, it's fair to say my relationship with games has changed. I mean, how long has it been since you sat on your friend's sofa playing GoldenEye together and arguing about if Oddjob or Golden Guns were left? Or even since uni, where we alternated between FIFA and Modern Warfare whilst being too hungover to go to lectures. And yet, of course, life is different now, deep into our 30s. So I can't exactly bin off a whole Saturday to sit on the sofa in my pants like I used to. Because it's not like we can get much socialising done during the work week now with how tired and overburdened everyone is.
It looks like they were cut by some type of blade.
And never mind seeing those friends who have children, because they are about as easy to get hold of as a cheap flight is during the summer holidays. But you can't tell me that standing around the barbecue, making small talk with your wife's friends' husbands, listening to everyone whinge about who has it worse with their mortgage rates, is a more fun way to spend the weekend than this was. But all this, in short, means that my playtime has been relegated to something of a backseat passenger in my life. Whilst it seems video games as an industry has gone somewhat in the other direction. Companies have grown from essentially small handfuls of nerds working away in little offices somewhere to gigantic fistfuls of nerds working away in gigantic offices spread all across the world. With the variety of what's available seeming to have relentlessly increased in size, scope, entertainment value, size. Did I say size already? Now, more than ever, what I need from a video game is something that I can pick up and play for a bit in the evening, which will entertain and distract me without spiking my adrenaline so high that I can't sleep for a week. In short, I like my video games like I like my nights out. Fun, but not so fun that I'm kept awake past 11 PM. But all these thoughts crystallised for me this week whilst playing Baldur's Gate 3, something I've been doing on and off since picking it up back in December, when I suddenly realised I'm bored shitless with it. Every time I pick it up, I've forgotten who everyone is and what I'm supposed to be doing. Because I can only play for an hour or two here and there, it might be days or weeks since I last booted it up. Like, I can see this game is very good at what it wants to do, so I can hear the arguments about it being a masterpiece or whatever. I just don't care. I don't care about the melodramatic, wannabe super edgy characters. I don't care about the story, because I keep forgetting it. I don't care about trying to figure out if the new sword I've picked up is better than what I have equipped, or is just another lump of trash. I don't care about feeling overwhelmed and overburdened by a quest log, which makes my playtime feel much more like managing the chores I'm trying to avoid in my real world, like laundry and hoovering. But then something clicked in my brain, like two puzzle pieces coming together. I realised I wasn't having fun, and isn't that the point of games anyway? And so what? I could try another game, but wouldn't they all give me the same problem? Games promising hundreds of hours of gameplay. What if I don't want hundreds of hours? What if I don't want addictive gameplay? What if I don't want a life replacement simulation? But thankfully, we live in the future. And the internet isn't just infinite scroll apps and their predatory drain on our dopamine and attention spans. The internet can also be freedom. A grappling hook to reach into the past and cherry pick out the best bits. So I use the internet for what it was intended for. No, not that, I mean sharing information. And to my delightful surprise, there's a whole world of guys out there just like me. There's so much fuss around everything needing to constantly be more, bigger, better, and I just don't believe the hype. Look at chess, a game which has been around since the 7th century. Does it have cutting edge graphics? Nope. So how important are they really? Plus, just because someone else thinks something is better doesn't mean it's also better for me. So whilst I can tell that Baldur's Gate 3 is on a load of different things an improvement on what came before, for me, in this exact moment, in this exact circumstance, better isn't actually an improvement. For me, shitter is better. But from all this talk about entertainment, I'm happy to have entertained you via my little video.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
So to say thanks for watching, gosh, this next bit sounds a bit scammy. Who the hell wrote this script? I'm going to share with you a little secret which I've learnt from one of the UK's richest economics experts, who has a net worth of over £120 million, who is hated by the banks for spilling this little secret to as wide an audience as possible. I've decided to aid his cause. So if you click the link below and pop in your email address, then I'll share with you this guy's method, which, as I sit here today, is about to net me a cool 220 quid, courtesy of one of the big four, which results from about 10 minutes of tapping away at my phone screen. So with all that said, why not hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I'll see you next time. Cheers for watching.